If you're looking for a laugh while cleaning a roof, got to kill some time making windows sublime, you got the right plan with Ryan and Dan. Welcome to the Uncleanables Podcast.
We're good, my man.
Go on, see this thing, bro. First one of the year.
Welcome back to 2025. We're at the first episode of the new year. We did actually film another episode,
But it didn't. Yeah.
Well, in classic Uncleanables fashion,
We ruined it.
It filmed in 4x slow-mo with no sound.
So, mate, even we ruin things and screw things up. So don't worry.
To be
about
fair,
it.
well, that was going to be the New Year special, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a little Brucey
It still
bonus.
would have been the first episode of 2025.
However, mate, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy
Here we
New
go.
Year.
Here we go.
I've started off with a shocker. I got I must have broken my wrist or something. It hurts so badly.
Oh, even now?
Every day.
Yeah?
I wake up and it's all right, and as soon as I use it, it just starts hurting again. I don't know what I've done to it,
Strained it.
but it's not wanking because that's the wrong hand.
Do you know what's not good for it? Is that your mouse hand?
It is my mouse hand.
I didn't know, but you know, even just leaning on the desk is not good for you.
But the only thing that makes me think it's not that is that I've been using computers for
25 years.
I'll probably use the computer less this month than I have the rest of the year.
Your whole life,
and now
yeah.
it's this month. Like, it started hurting just before Christmas, didn't it? Or the start of December.
Do you know what though? Like, I think, without trying to sound like a pansy,
Yeah.
these jobs are straining on your body.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So like my missus
100%.
just got an Apple Watch, right, when it counts all your calories and all that, and she's like, I want you to take it to work one day. I haven't done it yet.
I wear mine every day.
Right, so what sort of calories are you knocking?
It's not relative, right? And I checked this a little while ago because I thought the same thing, but I'm sure off the top of my head it says something like I burn 1,600 calories a day. But if I'd done that, at work, if I'd done that, I would probably die.
Why?
Because there's no way that I'm taking in enough calories to
1,600?
sustain life.
Mate, I've been in the van. I've been in the van with you, brother.
Yeah, but you've got to bear in mind. So say your daily
Intake.
whatever the normal amount of calories you've got to eat to maintain is 2,200.
It depends. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
Yours is probably a bit more.
Mine's about 24 according to the machine at the gym. But then I'm burning 1,600 of those whilst I'm working.
Yeah.
That's not including going to the gym.
Yeah.
I'm going to burn nearly 2,000 of those 2,400.
Yeah. What can't you get your head around?
But that 20, I don't eat 2,400 calories a day every day.
Mate, you're joking.
Not every day.
Mate, you're joking.
Today,
mate.
all I've had is some sushi and some chicken bites.
Yeah. I reckon there's probably 1,200 there.
You're joking.
No, you're joking, bro.
Sushi's got about 200 calories in it, bro.
What with the rice?
Yeah, it's about that much fucking rice.
Brother, come on.
I was talking about
And
this the
chicken
other day. I
bites
have
as well.
sushi all the time. It's really low calorie.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but
So
there's
there's
no
maximum
way.
500 calories in that meal.
All right. What, even with the chicken bites?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they're
no way.
protein chicken bites, bro.
Yeah, what are they covered in?
It's just chicken.
What? Oh, they're not covered in batter or
No,
anything?
it's just chicken, big
All
man.
right, mate.
We're come on, blood.
Yeah, and then you go home and smash 3 tubes of Pringles, mate, so shut
Yeah,
your
but
mouth.
that don't count because
Yeah,
you're
cool,
laying
yeah,
down.
do you know what I mean?
You're horizontal, innit? So
Oh.
the calories don't affect you the same way.
And then you
Right,
drink
how do I
Diet
have
Pepsi.
There's 0 calories in Pepsi Max.
Mate, are you one of these people that think 0 calories? Are you telling
Bro,
me?
it says it on the side of the can.
Yeah, I know,
0
but there's other
calories.
things in it,
Yeah,
bro.
but other things don't add calories to your body.
Okay.
Big man. I might get cancer from what I'm drinking, but
Do you know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
getting fat, blood. I'm not getting fat. Right, show health data. Active energy. Today, bearing in mind it's 22 minutes past 12, I've burned 500 calories.
I thought it'd be more than that.
I've had a light day today as well.
Yeah, I thought it'd be more than that. Have you been up a ladder today?
No.
No. See, I think on my window day, I'm on a ladder 3 or 4 times, walking around skylights and that and things, and up
Hang
and
on,
down
let's have a
and
look.
getting it on and off the van. I just think, mate, I must burn bundles.
Past 12 months. Can I look at that? Past 12 months.
Come on, son.
I don't know. I'm not going to waste people's time watching me look up this stuff, but I've had several days over 1,000 calories burned.
Yeah.
You can start
So
a workout on your watch.
Do you think it's inaccurate? Is that what you're
I
getting
know it's inaccurate because you would die.
at? Okay.
You cannot survive.
Why don't you take a multi-trillion-dollar industry to court and just say, mate, your Apple Watch is wrong because I'm a window cleaner and I know the ins and outs of the human anatomy.
No,
Your machine's
because
wrong.
if you set up, so I set up like a functional workout for during the day, because I'm doing like cardiovascular movement, it says I'll burn well over 1,000 calories, but I just don't think I do.
Oh, mate, I'd tell you.
Like, do you know how much like you've got to work to burn 1,000 calories?
Yeah, massively.
It'd be like 2 hours of running.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, mate. Me and my missus started running around the block, and I was like, yeah, it'll be like at the end of the month, it'll be 10,000 calories. She looked it up. It's like, mate, we ran for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's 2 kilometers. 2.2 kilometers, yeah?
150 calories.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
And it's like over a month, it's like 3,000.
Yeah.
It's like 1 day's worth of eating.
That's what I'm saying to you, bro. So you reckon you can do 15 minutes of running every day for a month and burn less calories than me doing 2 days of window cleaning?
No, yeah. What I mean is, I'm only running for 15 minutes a day.
Yeah,
now,
you're actually like running. You're like your heart rate's going. I don't feel like my heart rate goes up when I'm working.
Does it not?
It will do a little bit of resting.
When you're dragging ladders off the van and that, mate, like when I'm carrying stuff through people's houses, if I do like a garden day, mate, it's tasty.
I think that's different. I've done like a light window cleaning half day, and I've burned 500 calories.
Yeah.
I think that's wild.
Yeah, but don't forget you're a big geezer. You're moving around.
I'm not like. Do you not feel
How
like?
much do you weigh?
About 100 kilos, well, a little less than.
Well, how much energy do you have to exert to move 100 kilos in the gym?
I know what you're saying, but I just feel like if it was accurate with like my diet, my current diet, going to the gym and what it says I'm burning during work, I would be losing body fat much quicker than I am.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Massively.
Right, anyway, listen, enough about fitness. What is it? What sort of podcast is this? Is
this a fitness podcast?
Do you know what I mean?
Or should we all get our squeegees out? So what we spoke about on the New Year special was our goals for 2025.
Yeah.
So I think we'll revisit our goals for 2025. So we've got some goals for the podcast, some goals personally. But just a fun little thing that happened to me last week or week before. I got asked to go speak at a prison. I don't think I mentioned that.
Really? No, you haven't.
I mentioned it.
Yeah. No, you didn't mention it to me, but go on.
I got asked to speak at a prison because the woman she's a prison guard.
Is it like night time to put everyone to bed?
It's like how to get away with it. Like,
really?
They fucked up and got caught. Yeah. So they just want to speak to the master.
You come on at 11:30 just to make sure everyone's in bed.
yeah. Nah. So there's a girl who used to work for me. She's a prison officer there now, and she basically put me forward as someone who's like motivational. I was like, you don't know me, B.
Mate, they don't know you.
You don't know me, B.
What prison is it?
I don't know what prison it is. I didn't ask her. Basically, I turned it down because she... Not that I've tried to come across as this way via social media, but she thought from like the social media posts, the fact that I've released a book, I've got the podcast, the YouTube channel, she thought I was like mega successful entrepreneur. And I was like...
You got me twisted,
I'm
mate.
so far in the red. I was like, that book has cost me £700 to release, and I've made about £3 from it. I don't even think it's £3. I'm minus £697 on the book. The YouTube channel, I'm probably in the green on the YouTube channel. The podcast, probably negative. £3,000 in the negative at the moment.
But listen, it will bounce back.
That's going to grow as well as we do the expo. Because we've got to buy like shit for this.
We've got to keep telling ourselves that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but why did you turn it down though?
If I went and spoke to him about like entrepreneurship, like I would have to be honest, and I think it would just come across as really not motivational. Because it is fucking difficult.
What, they want you to talk about entrepreneurial?
They wanted me to just talk about how like I've been successful, and I just didn't feel. Maybe it's like imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Maybe people would argue that I've done all this stuff and funded it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I'm still going.
Yeah, but like...
I've not gone bankrupt as successful.
Without trying to stick a boot into them, but like, look who you're talking to. Like they clearly don't make good decisions in life.
Yeah, but then I'm going to come in and like tell them to make these like different decisions that actually aren't great.
Yeah, but you're not giving them business advice. You're not going to say start a business with X amount and go and get a van. You're just going to say, look, like I've done this with an idea and I started growing.
Yeah, that was the idea, I think, to talk about.
Mate, you ain't mentoring these people. They don't want to mentor. They just want a voice they can.
No, I think that was to come in and talk about my journey.
Yeah.
But I would feel a bit like a fraud coming in
to like homosexuality.
Talking about like what I've achieved when I don't feel like what I've achieved is like worth talking about.
I think it's worth.
Well, it's like, do you think I should write a book about my life?
No,
well, that's the same thing. They want me to come in and talk about my life.
No,
why would anyone be interested? It's not.
Yeah, but why start the podcast?
The podcast is for us.
Yeah, but also it's exactly the same thing, isn't it? It's nothing to do with
but I'm not sitting here like fucking blowing my own trumpet.
Yeah, but don't forget, she came to you. You didn't go to her.
No, I know. Yeah. That would have been worse.
Yeah, no, totally. Like if she rung me and said, "Do you want to come into a prison and talk to her?" I'd be like, "Yeah, 100%, mate."
Yeah, I said 100% yes at the beginning.
And then you completely.
And then she said, like, "You can talk about your book," and I was like, "Hang on a second, because I just don't."
Well, if it ain't earning any money, then don't talk about it.
No,
Agreed, yeah.
That's it. And then I was like, well, what am I actually going to talk about? Building a window cleaning round.
Yeah. About business,
But she wanted me to talk about the book.
She's got it twisted there.
Yeah.
She thought the book was bigger than what it was.
Yeah, the book is like the worst.
What, My Daddy's Window Cleaner? No.
But I made the book for Ruby.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't make the book to sell it, but the fact that I'd made the book, it made sense to put it on Amazon.
Yeah, of course it does.
But, like, because the only thing, there's difference between making a book and having it printed with images and putting it on Amazon is a ISBN number, which was like 90 quid or something. So I was like, well, I'll just do it. Why not? But yeah, huge, like from a business point of view, huge failure.
Okay, fair enough. Right, okay, next thing.
So yeah, that was good fun. But yeah, goals for 2025.
Sell more books.
I might write another one. When I first made that book, I did actually write. I've got like 4 others in the tank.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you reckon you bring them out?
No, so basically...
Save up first so you can lose a bit more.
Yeah. So basically, the guy who done the illustrations, he must have been like a wino or something, because he done my illustrations for like 500 quid.
I think he done a phenomenal
The next
job.
cheapest quote I had was 3 grand.
Yeah, I think he done a great
So
job.
I think he was just like desperate for money. And then when I messaged him again to potentially do another one, he was like, no, I'm not doing it anymore because of health reasons.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, you're definitely like a crackhead or something.
No, he's alright. But yeah, so anyway, goals for this year then, bro?
Yeah, so podcast goals. I'm going to get them up because I'm going to butcher them if I try and remember them. Hold on my phone. There it is. And like these goals, I've taken a leaf out of James Sinclair's book. I'm going to print them off and frame them and put them on my desk so that I look at them every day.
Have you tried DMing James Sinclair?
Yeah, a few times.
Has he responded?
No.
He will, mate.
No, I know when to cut my losses. Like I'm not a bad bitch.
Well, let me know when you know. When you get there, let me know.
yeah, it's just 19 messages left on read.
The last one is just, please, James.
The last one's just Bob's. Send Bob's.
Send business Bob's.
So yeah, podcast goals. I would like us to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube this year. I would also like us to do...
Just expanding on that, should we have a bet now as to when we think
it's
it will
going to happen?
Yeah.
It's definitely going to happen this year.
Oh no, I think it's going to happen.
I think it could happen by March.
Yes, I agree.
With some of the guests we've got on.
I agree.
And the expo, maybe April, like, because the expo's
Yeah,
March.
I agree. Mate, the one that just went out did not land how I thought it would land. That loftboarding guy, I thought...
We'll talk about that like off air, but yeah. I've got some ideas as to why I think that might not have... Obviously, your big man was in it, cuz. Come on. No, not at all.
No, but yeah, I reckon by March.
Someone messaged me something and I'll talk to you about it. But yeah, it sort of made a lot of sense.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll talk about that off air. 25 guest episodes I'd like to do this year. Mm-hmm. We've already arranged...
The road trip's massive, isn't it? I feel like the road trip's getting out of hand now because we've just got everyone piling on.
Episode on the road.
We've just got everyone piling on, and it's just like we're up to like 12 now at the minute.
We're not going to do 12 though.
No, but we're there, innit? And it's just a little bit like this is crazy.
Yeah, and the thing is, because the podcast's not earning any money, it's difficult to say.
It's a cool hobby though, mate.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool
but like,
hobby.
we've got to fund like a hotel room, which just aren't cheap anymore. You can't, like, even a Premier Inn's like 90 quid a night.
Mate, why the sass when you said that?
What do you mean?
They're just not cheap anymore.
Well, we just put one for the...
no, they're not. They're like 140, 150.
The one for the expo, which is, granted, a really nice hotel. It's got a gym, it's got a spa.
It's got a pool, innit?
Yeah. So we're like going to come out of there like buff and that.
Like new geezers.
Yeah. I might actually get a good night's sleep. But that was quite expensive, I think, 150 quid each, wasn't it?
Something like that.
That was for 2 nights, though, which
I don't think
isn't too sad. But yeah, 25 guest episodes, and I think we'll hit that comfortably as well.
Easy.
So like the new plan for the year, which I think we mentioned in the special episode that didn't air, we're going to do every Saturday is going to be a normal episode, me and you, and then every guest episode is going to be either midweek or another day.
Okay.
Then we're going to throw in whatever else. So like when we do the road trip, we'll do, although we're making episodes, we're going to do an episode of the road trip as well, just so people can see what we get up to. Like we might go for like romantic lunch or something.
Why not, mate?
Candlelit dinner.
Oh, we're out, aren't we? We're out, mate. We're working up.
We're away from the birds and that.
No, but we need to start enjoying our time together as well.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's it, exactly.
It's all work, work, work.
And the other thing I had down for the podcast would be new studio with new recording equipment. Now that's kind of like two different things. So I sent you the sort of the next level up from what we do now, didn't I? The podcasting equipment was like £1,800,
Yes,
which is a 4-person setup. But we can only get that once we get the new studio because it needs to be hard set up. It's not.
It can't be.
Not mobile.
I was going to say, it's not movable.
Yeah, so with any luck, if the business expansion, my end goes well this year, Dan goes a little bit, yours goes a little bit
What,
well.
expansion?
Yeah.
What, for the business?
Yeah, and then we can afford like a bigger unit. Like that one we were going to get.
Totally.
It just was a little
that's
bit
the goal. That's the goal for the end of the year for me as well.
out of reach at the time. But have you got anything to add to that for the podcast? Goals to the podcast?
Sorry, guys. No, I think like there's not, when it comes to the podcast, there's not really a lot you can try and kind of change and do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Ultimately, everyone wants more subscribers, etc., and ultimately be monetized so we get paid for it.
Yeah.
I'd like to get. I was listening to a lot of Mr. Beast and things like that, and other people with podcasts and whatnot. And
should we bury ourselves in the ground?
Yeah. No, but do you know what would be pretty cool? I think it would be nice to have just a trickle of money coming in, just totally to invest in a podcast.
Yeah.
Like I don't really want to get paid off this because I actually really enjoy it.
Good news that you said that because based on our current figures,
trajectory,
we'll be looking at about £3 or £4 a month, I think.
But like, imagine if we could like, I don't know, like buy 10, like one of each head on the market and try each one. That's the sort of shit I'd like to do.
Yeah.
Because it's just quirky,
that's the sort of
innit?
stuff we shouldn't have to buy. Like if we get a name big enough, we can contact the manufacturers and say we're going to be doing a review.
At the minute, it's just a lost leader, though, isn't it?
Can you send us some head blood? Send us a brush head, and we're going to review one from you, one from you, one from you.
So we're going to review everyone's head in the industry.
Yeah. Come give us a slop splash. Right. So then, for your business, goals for your business.
Yeah, mate.
Hit me with your rhythm stick.
So goals for the business is kind of just finely tune everything at the minute. Everything's kind of there, very loosely speaking or roughly speaking, like the van, but not sign written. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like getting your van sign written is one of your goals. Is that one of your goals?
As in like finely tune everything?
Yeah, but like specific. Give me some
So upgrade the pressure washer?
Upgrade the pressure washer.
Upgrade the tank on the back of the van?
Beautiful. What's wrong with your tank? Just bigger?
Just bigger and just like actually set in proper.
Proper
things like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I find as well? Do you get an awful lot of noise coming from it slapping about?
Yeah.
But that's natural, isn't it?
Yeah. Reminds me of days young.
Yeah, just things like that. So upgrade the bits and pieces. Obviously, a lot of the garden machinery is still already, but the things that isn't still, I'd like it to be still. But obviously, that's just giant money.
It's a reinvestment year then.
It's reinvestment. It's just tidy things up and sharpen things up here and there.
Is this your second year or third year?
I'd say second year of proper business. Yeah. First year was kind of just like.
That's what I've done in my second year. Just
reinvested.
Spent everything.
Yeah, but it's and things like that. So. And I'm going to push as well for heavy on the marketing this year, and but more importantly, not generic. Mm-hmm. So, excuse me, I want to actually go in somewhere and actually sit down with people, and actually be like, look, like you manage, say, I don't know.
It's an expensive way of doing it, but for you, I think it'd be good.
Yeah, like that sort of marketing.
You pay a lot of money for someone to manage it, but at least you've got someone to hold accountable.
As in manage what?
So when you're talking about going into someone who does your marketing for you.
No. I'm talking about actually putting myself as in my business in front of someone who manages, say, like 40 properties, and I'll be like, look, I need to.
Oh, okay. So
do you understand
a bit
what I mean?
More like cold cold marketing, but targeted.
Yeah,
makes sense.
So like rather than just like shooting out 1,000 leaflets and hoping one lands, it's like actually like spending
some time
spending a month on the telephone, like gradually, and be like, look, who do I speak to here? And they go, oh, you need to speak to that department, and getting in there slowly but surely.
I think that's a great idea.
Because it's okay, like so far I've had a bit of a taste of like what it can be like, and I think to myself, like, imagine if I went to the head of the snake as opposed to just the bottom, and a couple of the people at the bottom just passed my number around.
Yeah.
Now imagine I was at the top and like my number went out to 40 or 50 different people.
Yeah, I had so I do Smith's Toy Store, don't I, Rayleigh Weir, and 3 or 4 times I've emailed them about their, like, they're not fascia boards, but just the boards.
I know what you mean.
Being filthy. Turned up this morning, they've had them cleaned.
See, that's a mug.
But if I had the head of the snake, like you say,
that's
I would have at least found out they were wanting to get that done.
See, this is what, right, but this is what I mean, yeah? So how much, so even if they turn around and go, no, but like, you just do this branch, but we had everyone in the southeast done, right?
Yeah.
Now, if they said to you, yes, $8.50 each one, all of them in the southeast.
I'll be all over that.
Mate, you 100%, do you know what I mean? And it's like, but like, you never give me the opportunity to say, like, exactly. You just went straight above my head.
Yeah, I don't, that could be like, just like, I'm the window cleaner. Like, they don't see me as the guy who's available to do that level of work. So it could have been that, but it just annoyed me a little bit more because I'd contacted them to say that it needs to be
times, I agree.
But hey ho. So yeah, goals for my business, to employ at least 1 staff member, ideally 2 by the end of the year. That would be my goal. I want to add 500 new customers to the round, which is doable.
Did you say 500 new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll put me about just shy of 700 at the end of the year. Definitely doable. Realistic, I don't know, but doable. So we're going to revisit that.
Aren't they the same thing?
No, so it's doable in the fact that it's like less than 50 new customers a month.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't seem
unachievable.
Crazy, but realistic is like, can you even grow that fast? Like, because I'm not cheap window cleaning company either, so if you take averages or based on the system I've set up, he reckons 30 to 40% close rate on the automatic quoting tool, right? So to get 50 new customers a month at 30%, I need like 150 leads. Now, is that realistic?
Probably not.
Based on the money I've got available for me to spend, you know, but doable. You can easily take on 50 new customers a month, and like the growth would be manageable. But is it realistic?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Probably not. But it's good to have a goal. That's the goal. I'd like to reach 200k in turnover and 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. So that's my goals for 2025.
That's pretty cool.
I'm going to print them off. I'm going to look at them every day.
Yeah.
Remind myself what I'm working towards.
Yeah, that's good. Things happen as well when you put them in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like what do they call it? Power of manifestation. Also, to add to that list, we're gonna. This was a great success. I love this.
It was just too big for us.
Yeah, we're gonna restart this. So every episode me and you do will be how many customers have you added. It's not going to be part of the guest episodes. So don't comment on the guest episodes telling me how many customers you've added.
Yeah.
It's only going to be on those episodes.
Yeah, it'll only be on the Saturday.
We're not going to backlog your answers either. I think there's too much admin for us. We will go through. We record these podcasts on a Monday. The podcast goes live on a Saturday.
So you have to let us know.
That gives you 2 days to put in, well, 3 days really, all the Saturday, all the Sunday, and most of Monday, to put in how many customers you've added that previous week. If it's not on there, you get a 0 for the week. You can add the last week and the following week to the next week when you do comment. We're not going to know. We're not going to ask you to prove it, but try and keep up with it because it's a bit boring if no one puts their answers in. And we're going to do 10 people a quarter. Does that sound good?
Yes. How does your automatic system work? Does that does that shoot people over from like Instagram and Facebook?
Everywhere. So when you message me, it comes through.
Okay.
So
message you on what platform?
Any platform. It's all linked up.
Okay.
So if I get a lead come through, so when I've got my Facebook ads set up as leads, it pulls that lead into the system. James has put in the parameters of the cost based on the answers to the lead form. It then sends them a quote. So you can have that done via Facebook. It pulls in any Google leads as well. But obviously it can't differentiate between you sending me something on Instagram and a lead. So it even pulls in the messages. If you share something with me, it pulls that in as well. But it doesn't obviously send you a quote because there's no parameters for it to send you a quote.
Interesting. Clever bit of kit then.
Very, very clever.
Yeah.
And I think once...
It's a smart cookie.
The WhatsApp isn't quite set up at the moment. There's an issue with Facebook linking with WhatsApp's API or something. So when that's set up properly, I think we're flying. But at the moment, it's sending emails. And it can track when someone opens that email. But I think what's happening is... So I closed one job out of 20 automatically, when it should be closer to 4, really, because of I aim for 20%.
One job out of 20?
Yeah.
You had 20 leads and only closed one?
Yeah, in 3 days, yeah. But I didn't do anything for that.
No, but imagine if I gave you 20 and said, ring them, they're interested. You'd close probably 50%.
Potentially.
How do you feel about that?
It's not working 100% at the moment, so I'm not worried. Once I've got 2 months worth of data, if it's still at 5%, then obviously there's an issue. And that issue needs amending. I might need to drop the price a couple of
I suppose it is automated, so it's like eventually, I mean, these are only small potatoes, but when you start getting into thousands of leads.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, people around here, from what I've found anyway, like the customers that are 18 to £24 don't ever really question the price, they're just happy to go ahead. The bigger jobs, even though the price is on a sliding scale, so it's not like a 5-bedroom's twice as much as a 3-bedroom.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
But like, so 5-bedroom, I had a quote for a 5-bedroom that was 35 quid for 4 weekly or 45 quid for 8 weekly.
Well, I don't think that's unreasonable.
No, but she came back, because you can say, no, I don't want to go ahead on the form. So she came back as no. So I find the higher the price job, the less likely you are to close it.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's quite a few big houses around here.
Have you got a system where you call them up?
Yeah, I can call them. Yeah.
Do you call them?
No, because it's all automated.
But would you not give it a week and then call them and say, look, I know it was unsuccessful?
It follows them up for 2 weeks.
What sort of?
If they say no, they say no.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call them.
Really?
They said no. What are you going to try and revive a dead fish?
Well, yeah, because they've gone through all of that and then.
It's literally 30 seconds. They've put in their details once. And then it sends them a quote instantly. So from them inquiring to them receiving a quote is about 3 minutes.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I'd still call them. They still done it. They still interacted.
Yeah, but then she's had the quote.
Yeah.
And then she said, no, I'm not interested.
Yeah, but what made her click on get a quote in the first place? Because she's interested.
She's looking for a window cleaner.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
But she's had my price and she said no.
Yeah. And
what am I going to do?
Ring her out and go, why did you say no?
The price was too much. She had the price. She said no.
You might do. She might say, I'm just budgeting at the minute. She might just be like, no, I didn't really want a 4 weekly or an 8 weekly. I just wanted...
You can say that.
I know what you mean.
It's all, like, you can say, I want something else.
But me personally, I always want to know. I would have to know.
Yeah,
That's why I would ring them.
The trouble is, you're thinking small lead amount.
Yeah, I agree.
Like 20 leads in 3 days. The reason I'm automating it is because I haven't got time to call them all.
No, I get that entirely.
So the whole reason behind me going with this system is because, firstly, I don't want to call people. Like, I appreciate I would probably close more jobs if I called them, but I don't want to. So I'm using the system to counteract that. It's all like human voice. The only difference, I mean, they can call me. I'll answer the phone. It's not like I'm not going to answer the phone and talk to them.
But you won't actively go out your way and ring them, trying to chase it up.
There's nothing I can tell them on the phone. I'm going to spend my time trying to sell something to them. I'm not going to amend the price.
I just think...
So if the price is the problem...
I know what you mean. I just think if I'm getting a 95% failure rate I personally would want to know.
Yeah, but I
think that's quite a lot.
think that's. I think that's
You don't
because
think
of the
you need to
system
know?
not being set up.
No, that's
So
fair enough. That's fair enough.
I don't think it's because. Did someone just say hello?
No,
No.
there's the wind out there rattling.
I think once the WhatsApp's set up, because the WhatsApp messaging is a lot more in depth, so it sends them the quote, and it's like someone's texting you. Whereas with an email,
It is clever, innit?
it's not. You get an email,
You can put your phone down and walk away,
and
can't you?
it's not like you get an email from a company, like it's not like I'm talking to you, is it?
No,
it's
I
like
agree.
it's just
It's just corporate,
it's
yeah.
just an email.
I know exactly what you mean.
Whereas a WhatsApp's much more personable.
Yeah.
And it's built for WhatsApp, but that section's just not working at the moment, which is annoying. But
It will, mate, it will.
is
I
what it
suppose
is.
they're on it now, aren't they, trying to fix it?
yeah. They reckon 72 hours, which has been and gone.
Mate, that's incredible.
Which is annoying.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But it'll get sorted. Once it's sorted, we're flying. But the ads have started. So, yeah, at the moment, I'm not closing as much. But you also got to bear in mind, those call it 20 leads, one job. Those 19 jobs, well, 2 of them have said no, I know that. So there's 17 jobs that haven't said yes, haven't said no, will continue to get followed up automatically.
That's brilliant.
Until they say yes or no.
Yeah, that is brilliant.
I think it gets to a point where they say, we're not going to bother you anymore.
Yeah.
So obviously you don't want to like harass people.
How clever is that, though?
But yeah, like, whereas you might have called them straight away and then they said, oh, we just budgeting, and you say, well, I'll call you in 2 weeks, but then you forget to call them in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then they're gone forever.
I haven't got to do that.
Yeah.
It follows them up. So although, yes, the calling them might be better, I always think like that job I done today, that flat, I followed her up just before November, start of November, end of November, and she said she'd been in a car accident. So she wasn't looking into...
Wow.
So she'd inquired, then got in a car accident, and like a lot of people might have thought, well, she's just trying to fob you off.
While the motor's off the drive, you should have said, we'll get your driveway clean.
Yeah. But, so I actually texted her again just before Christmas, because I followed up my leads, and I said, I hope you're healing up all right. Let us know if we can help. And she come back. She was like, yeah, and I'm back.
That's good.
I want to go ahead.
There you go.
And she booked in.
There you go. Perfect.
But
had I not done
that,
I agree.
she would never have messaged me. She'd have just forgotten, or then ended up inquiring again.
Mate, it's funny how it is like that.
Yeah,
I agree.
And because the system would have done that for me, it wouldn't have been as personal.
I know what you're saying.
The system's not going to know she's been in a car accident. I think the overall close rate over the course of the year will be closer to 30 to 40%.
Yeah, I know.
But the initial close rate at the moment, I mean, based off a 3-day period, is 5%. I mean, we'll talk about it again in a month from now and we'll see where we're at.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will stay at 5%.
No. Well, I hope it don't.
No.
I hope it don't. But
Well,
then
I mean, it still pays for itself.
But
at
it wouldn't have been
5%.
sold. It wouldn't have been sold on 5%, would it?
No.
It was sold probably on a lot more than that. So yeah.
Yeah,
Mate,
but you can't guarantee anything, and again, it's like 30 to 40% is based on someone else's figures. They might be charging less money than me, or the same money than me, but a bigger time frame, 6 or 12 weekly, where there's less money over the course of the year that customer's spending. Whereas I'm doing 4 and 8 at quite a high price, which I'm not willing to negotiate on. So I'm not expecting 30 to 40% because I'm already charging that little bit more money.
what's the logic behind charging a little bit more money? It's just your prices.
More money you charge, the less work you got to do for the same value.
No. Yeah, I see.
Like the reason, from people I've spoken to, the 6 and 12 weekly argument
It's just
is
interesting.
you need, because you can charge more money because there's bigger distance between the cleans.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and everybody get dirtier.
They're saying you can charge more money because they're having less cleans a year. So you need less customers to have the same amount of money.
Output, yeah.
Whereas if I can charge that same money but do 4 and 8 weekly and get more money in the year, like,
Yeah.
in my head it makes more sense to do that. Like, I'm going to have a bite of the cherry and the cake, or 2 bites of the cherry, whichever way you want to go, with whatever analogy you want.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's interesting. It's interesting that you opened it up with, I know my prices are a little bit higher. That's interesting you even said that.
Yeah, I know they are. Yeah, I know they are. because I've got VAT on them as well.
Yeah.
So like compared to, so you can go on Lee Pry's website and look at what he charges. They're on his website. You'll be shocked.
Do you know what they are?
I don't want to butcher it off the top of my head, but it's low. And he does 6 and 12 weekly.
Gotcha.
Like you would get much, not necessarily better value for money because I'd be visited more often. Mm-hmm. But you'd spend a lot less money with his company over the course of the year than you would with mine.
Gotcha.
And maybe that's the answer. And I'm living in cuckoo
Just volume, innit? Just absolute volume.
Maybe like at that volume you can't charge what I'm charging. Or maybe it'd take me 10 times as long to get to the same point as him at the prices I'm charging. But maybe once I've got staff members, I might drop the prices a little bit. Yeah,
you might see something. That's the thing. I think you need to kind of dip your toe in it and see what kind of works for you. Do you know what I mean?
Because once I'm not cleaning, and I've got to provide.
You might get a geezer who's faster than you.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you might get a bloke who loves it and he's just like, he just seems to be able to clean them better.
But if you want to go from, say it takes me 4 months to get enough customers to employ someone full time, and then it could take me another, because I've already got some customers, it could take me another 6 to 8 months to get enough customers at the same price to employ a second person. Whereas if I drop the prices by 10 or 20%, it might only take me 3 months to get enough customers because the close rate's higher.
Yeah, of course.
Potentially.
Yeah.
But once I've got that data, I'll know more.
It's crazy.
But without the data, you can't really.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's almost time, isn't it? Yeah, totally.
Until we've done it. And this is why, so I spoke to someone yesterday, I was on the phone for an hour and a half to a guy down in Cornwall, 22 years old, about 700 customers.
That's incredible.
He's got a staff member full time, looking to take on his second, and he's calling me for advice. And we're chatting. And he's saying, I just can't get, the guys to do more than 3 to 350 a day. And when he went above that, it was just losing the quality. So we were talking about different things that he can try and whatnot, but he only done 8 weeklies. So in my head, it was almost like...
They're filthy.
It's taking you longer because they're dirtier.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I'm thinking, how, it's not caked on dirt, is it? It's 8 weeks. 8 weeks between a clean. But the funny thing is, 700 customers working off pen and paper.
Yeah.
I said to him, you put that into a CRM. He said he's spending 6 to 8 hours a week on admin, sorting out, writing out bits of paper and chasing money. I said, sign up for 40 quid 3G CRM. Yeah, but you will save yourself 7 of those 8 hours in a week.
Let's go back to what you said about the filthy. I know it's going to sound so silly, but have you ever tried washing off? I know you have, chasing a spider's web with your water-fed pole. Sometimes they're just so horrible.
Yeah, sometimes.
And I know it's such a silly example, right? But if you've ever cleaned the window, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, mate, sometimes you're chasing it around this window thinking, are you taking the piss out of my life? And it's you're on a window for I don't know, 3 minutes, and you're like, mate, you've just ruined this for me. But now imagine every single job you go to, there's a spider's web in the corner. Do you know another thing that annoys the life out of me? Spiders' eggs in the corners of UPVC.
Your brush isn't built.
It's regardless.
No, it's not. So I've got a square brush.
Yeah.
You've got a circle brush.
Yeah.
So a square brush gets straight in because spiders' nests come out. No issue for me whatsoever.
No, mate. I went to one and I must have been on. I'm not saying I was on there for an hour, but trust me, I was fighting for my life. They was in every single corner.
Your brush head's probably the worst.
Do you reckon?
Shaped brush to deal with spiders' nests.
Fair enough. Yeah. But I was like,
because you're as it goes round, it curves back. It's a seal brush, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or it's like a soffit and fascia brush. So it's perfect for soffit and fascias because you can get into nooks and crannies. But if you're trying to get into a right angle, the whole thing's curved.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So it's not.
I know. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I've used the square brushes before, but regardless, I still found it a pain in the arse to get them out. However, going back to the original point is you think if that holds you up for say 45 seconds per window, and let's say eight of the 30 windows have got spiders' webs. I know it sounds silly, but your timing now is running away with you.
Yeah,
that's one
adds
house.
Up really quick.
Yeah, massively.
Really quick.
Massively.
He was saying that he charged about £2 a window. But when you add that into how long it's taking And like you say, when you add 45 second a window, and like most houses have between 10 and 20 windows, so 45 seconds times 15. Maths isn't my strong suit. It's about 7 minutes in it.
That's 10 minutes, yeah.
10 minutes. So yeah, it's an extra 10 minutes you're looking at with just 45 seconds.
Just because it's an 8 weekly thing.
Yeah, it could be. There could be part of the problem, but it might not be part of the problem.
That's interesting though. If he can't get them off 350
it's a much more rural area, Cornwall, so there's not as much traffic build up. But
how many spiders though?
Yeah, well, great.
Bro, how many spiders?
Higher, but there'd be less like traffic film.
There's more to consider, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I gave him some stuff that I do that he's going to go and try out. But I think the biggest thing.
Did he manage to offer you any advice?
We weren't really having that because the conversation was about his business. But like the big thing for me was like you want to save time, not necessarily cleaning, but if your time's spent doing admin, you can't be increasing efficiencies in your business. So the CRM for me was like the biggest thing. It's going to save him. So to say he's taking 6 hours a week, it's 24 hours a month. It's a full-time job.
Yeah, but ultimately the problem with his business doesn't lie with the CRM, does it? It lies with getting the lads off 350 a day.
Yeah, but because they're fighting for their own lives. So he's not out there going, right, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? Let's try this. Let's do that.
What, because he's doing admin 8 hours a week?
He's doing a full-time admin job. I mean, it's 20 grand a year. Like, if you employed someone to do that 24 hours a week, a month, 30 hours a month.
Interesting.
Isn't it? Like, straight away, CRM saved you at least...
I don't see an hour a day, though. Just over an hour a day is like stopping his business.
You've got 750... No, it's
8 hours a week?
Yeah, an hour a day, yeah.
That's what I mean. I don't understand how that's stopping him from going out and talking to the lads.
But it's not...
He spends an hour a day on the toilet.
It's a day's worth of work, isn't it?
No, I know that. I know what you're saying. Yeah. I know what you're saying. But what I mean is yeah, like, I can't... Yeah, but anyway, listen, that's his conversation, not this one.
I just, like, I get... you put it that way, it doesn't seem that bad, an hour a day.
Yeah.
But you're thinking, like, from your point of view, an hour a day is not that bad. But you add in 700 customers, 2 staff members, 2 vans.
Yeah, like,
and that hour a day...
That's probably the only hour you've got free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Or you wait and do it all in one day, and it's a whole day where you're not out earning, you're writing up bits of paper.
That must be horrible.
Or you have a CRM and you click one button and it's done. You know?
How we ain't got a CRM yet, I'll never know. 700 customers.
22 years old though, very impressive.
Incredible.
Very, very impressive.
He'd be great to get on the pod.
Yeah.
I wonder how
if the tips I've given him don't work, he's going to come down and see.
Smash your head in.
Come down and spend the day with me. And we can work out where we went wrong.
Just totally wing it when he comes down.
Yeah, I'll just make up some shit. Yeah.
Just start cleaning windows on houses you're not even party around.
Yeah, sometimes I do it sitting down.
You have to listen to Heart Radio, mate. Otherwise you'll never do this business. Brilliant.
But yeah, very, very interesting conversation, that one.
Do you know what? One thing I found funny about this industry is about how different it is just cleaning windows. How many different ways there is of doing it. And like not doing it, but I mean like everyone's got their own opinion and everyone's at a different place.
Yeah.
And that blows my mind.
So, as well, just to add to that, when it comes to taking on staff, obviously I've been speaking to a lot of people about that recently, and I've seen a lot of people talking about it on Facebook as well. The amount of variation between one company to the next is crazy. So this fella I was talking to, he pays his fella, I'm sure he said 40%. 40%. Commission on what he earns. And I said, if you're giving him 40%, really he needs to be earning at least £500 a day. Because I just can't get my head round.
Is this the Cornwall geezer?
Yeah. How, if he's doing 300 quid a day and you're paying him 40%, it's about 140 in it, something like that. How you're walking away with any money after you're paying insurance, van, fuel, tax.
So is that as opposed to a basic salary? He's just giving him.
Yeah, 40? He just pays him 40%. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't work out too dissimilar from a basic salary.
No, I suppose it wouldn't really, does it?
it's just he's not filling the day with enough money. I don't think, to make it worthwhile. But he said like 300 quid a day is like £7,000 a month, and he pays him 2.5, whatever it is.
See, I
40%.
think that opens yourself up to. There's probably a better word, but I call it mutiny. Because if they give him a job sheet in front of him and he looks in, he goes, well, there's not really. I mean, like the day might be say 350, but they're all over town. He'll be like, well, how can I earn my money today, mate? When it's like, I've got to go here, got to go there, got to go there.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. There's so much variation between how people are paid from different companies, and like that works for him and this fella. They get on really well. He's been there since he left uni. And on the other hand, I know people that just pay their staff 33k a year starting salary. I guess the more you do, the longer you're there, the more they'll pay you. But they expect a minimum of £10,000 a month income from that staff member. And 33.
What's 10k a month over thingy? What's that, 2.5? That's £500 a day, isn't it?
Yeah. And 33k a year is £2,750 a month, roughly, before tax.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can see the £500 a month.
Such a big
£500 a day being tricky.
Yeah.
I genuinely can, yeah.
But when you consider the £500 a day minimum company are paying 33k,
that's phenomenal turnover.
yeah, which is great for the company.
Yeah.
And then you've got someone paying 40%, and that staff member
So if he done
is
10k a
struggling
month,
to do
he'd be
more than
on-
350 a day. Yeah, if he was on 10k a month, he'd be on nearly
4 grand.
5k. Yeah. But when you consider you're paying for their van, insurance, tax.
He's got a great deal.
Yeah, but scalability wise, this is what I was saying to him, like, this guy's obviously great for you at the moment, but you're trying to take on a second person and you're paying them both 40%. It doesn't leave you room, like we were saying, once you step into that realm of having to rent a unit, hire someone to manage the day or whatever, which again might seem quite far off, but when you're trying to grow a business, there's things you've got to think about in the long term. Where's that money coming from? Because all the money's going to the staff.
See, this is what has been on my mind recently, yeah. Because after that Dan Smithson episode, and then even the episode with that Ryan, the loftboarder, there comes a point where there's a very, how am I trying to say this? There comes a point where it actually doesn't make sense. It doesn't make financial sense with your next move on your chessboard, yeah? So I think there almost comes a point where you're at a cliff's edge, and this is why
there's a weird middle grey
There's a weird middle ground. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm going to say.
Push through it, yeah.
This is why I'd like to interview that Lee Pryor, or the other fella.
Yeah.
Don't know if we can name drop. Because there will come a point where you've got, say, 2 vans and you're doing the admin, right? But you've got to go out now and drop probably 30 grand on an admin girl or an admin boy, but they're not going to generate any money.
No.
But then it's like, right, but they're doing that, so you're 30 grand now worse off. But now you're almost plateauing. All you've done is free you up. And if you don't really want to get in a van because you're not growing your business, you want to go out and do something else.
You need to be making
so
money
really,
for the business,
you need
customers.
So really, you need an admin person and you need someone else in a van.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, now you're looking down the barrel of a 60 grand gun.
Yeah, but then you need somewhere for that admin person to sit
from. Yeah. And you need to heat them, and you need to put a water fountain in the corner of the room.
And you got to pay bigger employers' insurance.
Do you see what I mean? So I feel like
this is what we was discussing about, where your profit margins come down the more you grow.
Yeah.
So, and again, general rule of thumb is going to be between 10 and 20% for any business that turns over more than 500 grand a year. It's not an exact science. There are companies that do way better than that. I'm sure there's companies out there that keep 80-90% of their profits, especially if you're in software and all you've got to do is like sell. You're selling licensing fees. It doesn't take any admin work whatsoever. But service-based businesses 10 to 20% above £500,000 a year. General rule of thumb.
Yeah,
depending on what you're paying yourself and how it's set up, how much work you want to do. These things will, come into it.
It'd just be like even that Ryan episode when he said the loftboarder guy. I know he's a little bit different than that, but obviously he's still business at the end of the day. And he made an interesting point because he just said he just got someone off the bat just to free himself off, just to go and do quotes.
But then, like, imagine that first person he took on
Was
just
useless.
fucked up every roof, every loftboarding job. Like, there is a degree of luck, I think, that needs to be spoken about with these things. And this is what I think puts a lot of people off. So they take someone on, they're either not offering them a good enough incentive to work, and they just get fucked about, or they're too swift to take someone on.
See that Dan Smithson episode? When I was eating my dinner that night, I sat there and I thought to myself, how different would this conversation have been if that geezer that he got first was switched on?
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah,
I think he'd be
a little bit helpful, and
he actually had his interest at art and not just an idiot running around trying to ruin everything. And
just
I
knew how many beans made 6, and
and you just think this conversation would have been so much more different.
Yeah, but there's that fella that commented on one of the episodes who was like,
he got it up to 540.
I think he was in the same position as Dan, but he carried on.
Yes, that guy. Yeah.
So we'd like to get him on,
mate.
He
then
never
there's another
emailed
one.
us, so I don't think. I'm not sure.
But I don't know, mate. It's an interesting one. It's definitely a plunge.
I think 3 years from now on this podcast we'll be able to answer all these questions.
Yeah, and we'll watch back these
with a lot more confidence, and we can say,
yeah,
this is what happened.
You might be talking in jails by then.
Yeah.
Either visiting or on the inside.
Yeah, it could go either way. It's 50-50. You'll either be there with me or visiting, one of the two. Should we wrap it up, Sam?
Let's wrap it up, mate. We've waffled on enough.
See us off.
Guys, everyone, 2025 is hopefully going to be a big year for us all. It's a time to think spiritually inside yourselves. No, best of luck, everyone, with 2025. Let us know what your goals are, and let us know if we touched on anything that you can add on in the comments.
Pop your goals in the comments.
Pop your goals in the comments, no matter what they are, and everyone can have a mull or chat them over and whatnot. It'll be good to get some sort of a community going where we can all help each other out. Guys, always, and remember, stay cleaning.